Good Wednesday morning. We are halfway through our work week. It is 2 minutes after the hour on the 31st day of July. Currently 64 degrees in Wenatchee. We are expecting a high of around 93 today. Later tonight we'll have a low around 70, 69 degrees. It is the last day of July, and the next couple of days are certainly going to feel like summer. The National Weather Service issued a excessive heat watch. That's in place for Friday afternoon through Saturday evening. And the Department of Ecology also has that air quality alert still in place for both Chelan and Okanogan counties. Although I just took a look and it looks like we're still good. AQI air quality index for today. I'll keep you updated on that throughout the show. We'll talk in more detail about that forecast, including that heat watch, and we'll take a look around the Wenatchee Valley. There is the Wenatchee Heights camera looking down on the Columbia River. Looks like a beautiful day. Like I mentioned, it is going to warm up to about 93 degrees. We're expecting sunshine today, not many clouds as you can see. It looks like we're going to have about a 68% humidity for today, which isn't too bad. The wind, we're going to have calm wind this morning, and that is expected to pick up to about 6 miles per hour later this afternoon. And now we'll slide over to the Upper Butte camera. Here we're overlooking Chelan. Chelan's currently at 66 degrees. We are expecting a high in the mid-90s, a little warmer than Wenatchee today, sunshine, and they're also going to have some calm wind in Chelan that's going to pick up to about 6 miles per hour there as well. The AQI forecast is good for Chelan as of right now and for the remainder of the day, but Thursday through Saturday it is expected to be considered moderate air quality, meaning for sensitive groups it could be bothersome. And let's take a look at Slide Ridge camera. We're overlooking Manson. Manson, it's currently 65 degrees, anticipating a high of 93. Feel pretty similar to Wenatchee and Chelan. Wind will pick up this afternoon. Humidity is expected around 81% today in Manson. Tonight it'll cool down to a low of around 61. And beautiful Lake Wenatchee, currently 56 degrees. If you're looking for cooler weather today, it's expected to be around 86 for the high, which is quite a bit cooler than Wenatchee and Chelan and Manson. It is that time of year for sockeye fishing. That's open until August 31st, and just generally a nice place to be this summer. All right, let's talk weather. We are definitely in the dog days of summer. Today will be a high of 93, like I've mentioned, sunshine. That calm wind will pick up later this afternoon. Tonight it'll cool down to a low of about 68 degrees with mostly clear skies and calm wind. For your Thursday, it's expected to be sunny and hot with a high breaking that triple-digit mark at 101 degrees, 74 for the low. We are going to have some wind pick up tomorrow afternoon. And later Thursday night, that wind will become calm with a low around 74, mostly clear skies for your Thursday evening. Looking ahead to Friday, like I mentioned, we will be in that excessive heat watch starting Friday afternoon. The high is going to peak at about 106 degrees with a low of 74. A heat watch is a little less than a heat warning. A heat watch is more so a cautionary reminder to be prepared for excessive temperatures like this weekend, a reminder to stay hydrated, reduce time outdoors, or if you need to be outside for a walk or any chores related to the yard, maybe stick to the morning time when it'll be cooler. And then a heat warning is usually issued closer to 12 hours in advance, so we'll keep an eye on that for Thursday. That is more of a take action precautionary. And so Friday, we are expecting that high of 106, light wind picking up to about 5 miles per hour Friday afternoon. Friday evening, a couple of clouds are expected with a low in the upper 70s. Looking ahead to Saturday, it will be another hot day with a high of 102, mostly sunny, very hot, and that excessive heat watch will be in place through Saturday evening. Saturday night, we're expecting a low around 76 with mostly cloudy skies. Sunday, it'll be another triple-digit day with a high near 101, mostly sunny and hot. Sunday evening, the low is expected in the mid-70s with partly cloudy skies. And looking ahead to the start of your work week next week, Monday will be hot with a high of 100, sunshine. and no wind is in the forecast for now. Monday night, we're expecting a low of 73 with mostly clear skies. Up next, we'll talk news, including a dozen men arrested as part of a Washington State Patrol sting operation involving sex trafficking. Also, we'll have news about a rate increase related to the Eastmont School District. I'll also catch you up on the upcoming Olympics watch party for Haley Van Lith, former Cashmere Bulldog. And there are a couple of changes for Washington farmers related to the compost reimbursement program. So that's all coming ahead. It is 5 minutes after the hour on the 31st day of July. You've made it halfway through your work week. I'm Keely Worthen, sitting in for Dan Kuntz this week. He'll be back next Monday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
The family at the Eplodolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Eplodolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Eplodolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Eplodolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Our cost of living is out of control, and people are hurting. Gas, food, and housing prices are among the nation's highest. The cost of crime is soaring, and we're the worst for taxes and spending. As governor, I will fund what works, fix what doesn't, and stop spending money we just don't have. Bob Ferguson won't change a thing. I will, and that's the difference.
Dave Reichert.
Good Wednesday morning. It is 8 minutes after the hour on the 31st day of July, just about to August. 12 men, most of them from Wenatchee or East Wenatchee, were arrested over the weekend as part of a sting operation by the Washington State Patrol's Missing and Exploited Children Task Force. According to affidavits filed in Chelan and Douglas County Superior Courts, the men responded to ads on websites offering sex acts with underage children for money. 2 of the men were arrested outside Orchard Middle School in Wenatchee. According to the affidavits, arrested were 26-year-old Jacob C. of East Wenatchee, 54-year-old Mark Ashmore of Wenatchee, 35-year-old Patrick McWhinney of Wenatchee, 34-year-old Travis Epic of East Wenatchee, 25-year-old Eusebio Alvarez of East Wenatchee, 31-year-old Timoteo Rogue of East Wenatchee, 41-year-old Alberto J. Alves, address unlisted, 30-year-old Jacob Barnett, address unlisted, 22-year-old Artem Olson, address also unlisted, 42-year-old Guadalupe Alcarez Sabalas, address unlisted, 28-year-old Jonathan Angel of Spokane Valley, and 63-year-old Ray Solik of Port Orchard. Preliminary court appearances for most of the men were held Monday. They faced charges ranging from attempted first-degree child rape to attempted second-degree child rape to communication with a minor for immoral purposes. Pioneer Fire officials say the cooler, damp weather yesterday helped moderate The activity of the Pioneer Fire, the fire, which has been burning since June 8th, has reached 33,277 acres and is 15% contained. The latest updates say firefighters are continuing to widen and improve the community protection lines in Stehekin. A level 3 evacuation remains in Stehekin, as does Moore Point to Safety Harbor at level 2 and Safety Harbor to Camas Creek at level 1. Stehekin went to level 3 on Sunday morning. Meanwhile, the Sewilla fire update. Firefighters began a 3,000-acre burn operation today designed to head off the Sewilla fire before it reaches the town of Keller. The community of about 250 people has been on a level 3 get out now fire alert since last Thursday. The fire has burned more than 46,000 acres along the Columbia River just north of Lake Roosevelt. A dozer line has been constructed on the west side of Keller to Highway 21. And the burning operation started today and is expected to continue into Wednesday evening. The Eastmont School Board voted to increase their educational programs and operations renewal levy at a special meeting Monday night. EP&O levies provide funding for educational items not funded by the state, like sports, extracurricular sports and activities, and music programs. The new rate will increase from $1.70 per $1,000 of assessed value to $1.95 per $1,000 of assessed value. Eastmont says the current rate will not keep pace with projected expenditures, which would result in reductions to student programs. The renewal levy, which the district says will still require modest reductions but will allow most programs to continue as currently offered, will appear on ballots in November. And the first of several local National Night Out celebrations will be tonight in East Wenatchee. National Night Out is an annual event that brings police and residents together for free food, drinks, activities, and bonding. East Wenatchee's event from 6 to 8 tonight at Eastmont Community Park includes an opportunity to dunk specially selected police officers. Quincy Police are holding their own event Monday from 5 to 8 at Lazier Park, with Wenatchee and Moses Lake events next Tuesday. Wenatchee Police will be at 3 locations from 6 to 8 p.m., including Cafe on Mission Street and Washington and Rotary Parks. Moses Lake celebration will be from 6 to 8 p.m. at McCosh Park. Gatton's Green Wiedenbach, a Cashmere law firm, is hosting a free watch party to cheer on former Cashmere basketball star Haley Van Lith as she plays for the USA Olympic team in the 3-on-3 women's basketball competition. Local residents are invited to attend the free watch party at Liberty Theater on Mission Street in Wenatchee this Saturday, August 3rd at 10 a.m. to support Van Lith. The doors will open at 9:45 a.m. with 120 seats available on a first-come, first-served basis, and refreshments are available for purchase. Van Lith already holds 5 USA basketball gold medals in the 3-on-3 and the 5-on-5. We'll see if she takes home Olympic gold. Eric Grenstrom will have results of the USA versus Germany game played this morning. Randy Agnew believes he could scale up his experience as mayor of Douglas County's fastest growing town to serve the entire county on its Board of Commissioners. Agnew has been mayor of Rock Island for the last 9 years and spent 5 years on its city council before that. He's running in the August 6th primary to replace Kyle Steinberg, who's stepping aside as county commissioner after 2 terms.
As a mayor, on a much smaller scale, we pretty much do everything the county does. Building and permitting, roads, again, not at their scale. In fact, we do, like in Rock Island, we run the sewer plant, we run the sewer system, we run the water system. The county doesn't do that, so it's kind of like being the county, Douglas County Sewer District and East Wenatchee Water District all rolled into one. Also, parks.
What would be your philosophy of managing the county, Randy? I mean, if you have like a guiding principle that you think you could apply in all cases as a commissioner, what would it be?
I represent the people. I don't just say that, I actually do it. And my first meeting with staff, when I became the mayor of Rock Island, I explained that to them. I was elected by the people to represent the people first. I will represent the city second. And I have consistently done that all the time I've been mayor.
Well, how do you go about it, and how would you go about it as commissioner to keep the people's voice in mind? Do you hold more public meetings or take surveys?
One thing I was talking to Mark Straub about here recently, an idea that occurred to me. People don't come to council meetings, they don't go to commissioner meetings unless you've upset them. You know, that's just the way it works. And consequently, I don't get to sit and talk to people unless I go out and knock on their door, which most people don't really care to have you knocking on their door. Anyway, so my idea was we should have a forum on our city website, likewise with the county. Why don't we have a forum where people can post whatever thoughts they have, and where we as elected officials can respond and also post our own information directly to the people. I think it's a great way to create interaction, and that's how life works in this day and age.
Are there any priorities, Randy, that you think Douglas County has set where they, went the wrong direction? You disagreed with the priorities. You think to yourself, if I was commissioner when that decision was made, I would have voted the other way.
The only one I can really think of in that regard, and I understand their reasoning, but was banning fireworks. We've never had an issue with it, so we're solving a problem that doesn't really exist, in my opinion. And when they did that, they wanted all the cities to also ban fireworks, and Rock Island was the only one. I said no. It's never caused an issue, and I don't see it causing an issue, so.
You have sometimes, Randy, written editorials, open letters, opinion pieces that have been published in local newspapers. And in November 2020, you had a column called an IQ test. This had to do with the COVID-19 pandemic. You raised a lot of questions that you said were concerning you about the way these numbers of infections and deaths were reported, what their seriousness was for the population at large. So we're 4 years out. There's been 1.1 million Americans died of COVID, 26 people in Douglas County as of last year. Any thoughts or wishes to revisit that particular column?
No, I think I was accurate in what I was saying then. Except for even the very oldest people, you had a, what was it, 0.04 or 0.004% chance of dying from COVID, and even with the numbers you're talking about, that is the percentage. I don't feel that's any bigger threat than a bad flu season. Same numbers, actually. And I was getting all my numbers from the CDC. I wasn't making them up. And 4 years out, look at, in my opinion, locking down the entire economy, putting businesses, small businesses, out of business, I think was an absolute disaster.
The Washington State Department of Agriculture has announced 2 changes that will be implemented into the year's compost reimbursement program. The program offers up to 50% of reimbursement on compost-related costs for qualifying Washington farmers. This is the program's 2nd year, and the Washington State Legislature is implementing the 2 new changes, including prioritizing applications based on the presence of food waste feedstock in the compost for purchase and distributing reimbursements based on farm size. Applications are open now through noon on September 12th on WSDA's website. It is 18 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a quick break and come back with sports. We'll talk Mariners, Haley Van Lith, and more. It is currently 66 degrees in Wenatchee. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Local cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting localtel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
If you live in Douglas County, this message is for you.
Hi, I'm Randy Agnew, the current mayor of Rock Island, and I'm running for Douglas County Commissioner, District 2. I believe the government is supposed to serve the people, and as an elected official, it is my job to make sure that it does. I have a proven track record doing exactly that as the mayor of Rock Island over the last 8 years, and successfully serving on many boards. A vote for me will bring that same leadership and commitment to all of Douglas County.
Paid for by Douglas County First.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
I moved here 6 years ago. The manager here asked me what I like to do, and I told him that I like to play games, I like to play cards. And he said, "Boy, have I got a woman for you to meet." And he introduced me to her, and we walked down the hall, and I took her hand, and we've never let go of each other.
Life is so good when you're happy, and I'm very happy at Prestige.
Good Wednesday morning. It is 20 minutes after the hour on the 31st day of July. We are about 2 days away from your Friday. The Mariners bounced back from Monday's drubbing in Boston to beat the Red Sox last night 10-6. Jorge Polanco hit a homer while Justin Turner made his Mariner debut as Seattle picked up its 4th win on this road trip.
Justin Turner getting a nice round of applause. 90 games with Toronto, 257 this season. Here's a line drive into right field. Abreu, here's a throw to the plate, and it's offline. Throw down to second. Turner, they got him, but he drove in a run, and the Mariners have a 1-0 lead.
Raffy with a high fly, left field, heading back to the wall. That one's sailing for the corner. She's gone! Raffy strikes for a 3-run shot.
That's breaking the ice.
That's one way to do it.
3-run bombs are the best.
0-2 pitch. That's hit well. Towards the gap, towards the monster, over the monster in the middle row there. And Polanco checks in with a home run. His 10th of the season, RBI number 26. Bobbled, run. He is out at first. Oh, man, I thought he was going to beat that one. Run does score, ties the game.
After review, the call on the field was overturned. Runner safe. Seattle retains their challenge.
Put it in play, bobbled, and the first baseman will take it. That's Dominic Smith. Gets the out, but another run scores. Big opportunity right here. Fly ball deep. Going back, off the monster. Scoring is Robles, scoring is Arozarena, scoring is Polanco. Dylan Moore clears the bases with a 3-run double.
A little cutter right in the middle of the plate. That was right off the top of the monster. Almost hit it out.
Demo takes it out to a 7-3 Mariner lead. Tell him how good this result of this season could be. There's a wild pitch. Comes back. Cal saw it all the way. See if they can get some settled down. It does. Robles scores. Cal to third. You gotta like that. Jorge Polanco drives in a run to make it 8-3 Mariners. Runner goes, throw down to second, nothing doing. Into center field, run scores. Here's Polanco. Demo to third. They're running them out of their own building here. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Ground ball. Rojas. Step, throw, got him game. Mariners win 10-6.
The two teams play the rubber match of the 3-game series today at 1:10 on Root Sports Northwest. Seattle got some help from Pittsburgh as the Pirates beat Houston 6-2 to give the Mariners a 1-game lead in the AL West. St. Louis topped Texas 8-1 to push the Rangers 4.5 games back. LA beat Colorado 10-7 and Oakland downed San Francisco 5-2. It wasn't the start Haley Van Lith and her Team USA women's 3-on-3 basketball team hoped for in the Olympics yesterday. The U.S. fell to Germany in the opening round of pool play in Paris 17-13. Van Lith led the Americans with 6 points. They hope to bounce back today at 12:30 when they face Azerbaijan. And don't forget about Saturday. You can watch that viewing party at 10 a.m. It is first come, first serve, so doors open at 9:45. The Wenatchee Apple Sox won both ends of a doubleheader in West Coast League Baseball in Kelowna last night. The Sox picked up the opener of the two 7-inning game 7-1 as Quincy Vaser pitched 5 innings for the victory. We get more on the sweep from the voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox picked up a doubleheader sweep of the Kelowna Falcons with a 7-1 victory in Game 1 and then an 8-4 triumph in Game 2 on Tuesday night at Elk Stadium. The Apple Sox improved to 4-0 in doubleheaders in the 3-year coaching history of head coach Mitch Darlington, and they did so in part thanks to the work of Cannon Peary at the plate. 4 hits for him in game number 2 after a 3-hit effort in the first game for a 7-hit day at the plate for the Apple Sox first baseman. Wenatchee had 3 different innings across the 14 frames in which they scored at least 3 runs in an inning, and they earned their 11th series victory of the summer. The Apple Sox will go for their 5th series sweep of the season when they take on the Falcons again at 6:35 p.m. on Wednesday night at Elk Stadium. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Aiden Doherty also had a good day at the plate, going 4 for 8 in the 2 games. The wrap-up of the series can be heard on Sunny FM tonight at 6:35. Another WCL action last night. Kamloops topped Bellingham 13-4. Nanaimo swept a doubleheader from Port Angeles 4-1 and 8-5. Victoria edged Edmonton 5-3. Corvallis topped Walla Walla 9-1. Portland got by Cowlitz 7-2. Springfield beat Bend 6-3. And Ridgefield rocked Yakima Valley 19-3. Wenatchee's sweep gave the Apple Sox a little more room in the WCL's North Division second half standings. Wenatchee now leads Bellingham and Victoria by a game and a half. Nanaimo sits 2 games behind at 11-9. Not 1, but 2 local youth baseball teams will be heading to the World Series. Columbia River 13U and Wenatchee All-Stars 10U have both qualified to travel to their respective World Series in August. We get more from NCW Live Sports Director Eric Granstrom.
Well, good morning. Wake up, Wenatchee Valley, and welcome to Recreation Park. My name's Eric Granstrom. I'm here with Columbia River that just qualified to go to the World Series. Are you kidding me? I got Coach Matt here. What happened last week?
Well, we were able to pull out a regional championship and punch our ticket to the World Series in Glen Ellen, Virginia next week.
That's coming up real soon here in August. Now you got your whole team around you here. This is 13U, is that right?
Yeah, 13U Babe Ruth regional champions. We operate out of the local Wenatchee Youth Baseball program here in Wenatchee, and we got a chance to go to the World Series, so very exciting.
Now I want to raise the hands. All you guys have been playing together since you were 8. How long? Most guys you've been playing together since
we've been playing together and against each other.
And against each other, yeah. We got East Blunt, we got Cashmere, we got Wenatchee. It's all pretty fun. So tell me about getting ready for Virginia.
Well, right now, like we're doing tonight, we're getting ready to head out next week. We got only a few short days to get some practices in and get all the work in we need to do. There's a lot of planning that goes on with it. We got a lot of parents involved, getting travel plans, flight plans, hotels, cars, food, fun stuff to do once we get there. You know, you name it. We're trying to squeeze it all in about 5 days.
Wow, that's a lot. We've got the link to something on the bottom of your screen that'll help these guys get to where they want to go. Not just you guys, but the 10U team also qualified for their World Series.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing that you think of how many teams are out there in the country that are fortunate enough to get to the World Series, and we've got 2 from our little town of Wenatchee, Washington. It's pretty special to have it happen to one team is pretty special, but to have 2 in the same year you'd be
Never been done.
You'd be tough to find another situation where that's happened.
Well, and it's a full circle thing here because he played on the team 32 years ago. You don't want to say what year? 92?
Yeah, way back in 1992. For these guys, that sounds like black and white TV, but it wasn't.
That's when we had VHS, guys. You never heard of that before, but
Walkmans and all that.
Well, we've got the link on the bottom of the screen. We've got the link on our website so that you can contribute. You guys are also going to be doing some fundraisers around the town, right?
Yeah, we're trying to organize a lot of fundraisers. There's a lot of it being circulated through social media right now, so keep your eyes peeled. We'll get some more messages out through Wenatchee Youth Baseball and through our personal Facebook account. So there'll be multiple ways to contribute, whether it's time, donations, sponsorships of certain things that we need. you know, whatever it is, all of it counts. So we're here to receive some help.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're all feeling that pride with the Olympics going on, and you can feel that pride too by helping these guys get to their dream of winning the World Series in Virginia. It starts August 8th, it runs through the 18th. We're going to keep you up to date on these guys' progress, as well as the Cal Ripken team too, that is headed to the World Series. That is the Wenatchee Valley All-Stars. Again, you can go on our website, find out more, get the link and all that kind of fun stuff. All right, I know you guys after a game you do a little cheer, so I'll let you do that and then we'll wrap it up here. Okay, go ahead, guys. Let's go. Who's going to lead it? Who's going to lead it?
I'm Alex.
Get in there.
River on three! 1, 2, 3, River!
There you go. Columbia River heading to the World Series. I'm Eric Granstrom here at Rec Park on the NCW Life Channel.
Eric will be out to interview the Wenatchee All-Stars tonight, and we'll have more on that tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is the 31st day of July. It is National Talk in an Elevator Day, Harry Potter's birthday day, and National Mutt Day. But we're going to focus on National Avocado Day. It's packed with omega-3 fatty acids. It's a great source of fiber and contains a variety of trace minerals that are needed by the human body. It's considered to be a superfood. The avocado was a fruit that was enjoyed in Central and South America for over 10,000 years. It was even enjoyed by the Aztecs. It would later be introduced to the Caribbean during the 17th century, where it would become known as an alligator pear. In 1883, Henry Purin planted the first avocado plant in Florida, and it was from there that this fruit migrated outwards. During the 1850s, people took it east and planted it throughout the Asian tropical regions, and people took it west across the U.S. By the 1880s, the first plants were being planted in California, and by the turn of the 20th century, avocado orchards became prevalent and began to establish its importance as an important money crop. Between 2000 and 2015, avocado sales tripled. And the avocado isn't a vegetable. You heard me right, it is a fruit. Avocados are a higher source of protein than bananas, and avocados may lower cholesterol in some people. Avocado peels are toxic to cats and dogs, so throw those away or compost them. Today, 53 years ago, 1971, Apollo 15 astronauts became the first to ride in a lunar rover. It's still on the moon. 25 years ago, in 1999 today, Lunar Prospector, NASA intentionally crashes the spacecraft into the moon, thus ending its mission to detect frozen water on the moon's surface. Apparently, there is an estimated 421,109 pounds, almost 500,000 pounds, of man-made artificial objects on the moon. That is 211 tons of stuff. Some of those include dozens of sub-satellites, various orbiters that crashed either on purpose or accidentally, 3 lunar roving vehicles, 5 Saturn V rockets, dozens of sub-satellites, all 10 of the Apollo ascent vehicles, various hammers and wrenches, various flags and plaques, and a Bible. Also, 2 golf balls hit by Alan Shepard during the Apollo 14 moonwalk. All right, and a big shout out to our sponsors, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. For your heating and air needs, call Alpine Air. And then also a nod to our friends over at Prestige Senior Living, Colonial Vista. I'm Kaylee Worthen, and you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on NCW Life Channel. It is currently 33 minutes after the hour on the 31st day of July. Up next, we'll have a long-form interview with Chelan County Commissioner candidate Brad Hawkins, and you'll get an opinion from Mike McNaughty.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether,
we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I've got a couple of Marxist friends on Facebook. Well, maybe they're actual commies, I don't know. But, you know, they've been posting stuff about how Russia's President Putin really is a good guy, and it's America's fault that Ukraine was invaded, yada, yada. You know, maybe these people have a point or two, but this attitude is just an example of how we ourselves react. If you like a politician, you're going to support everything he or she does, even if it's something stupid. I mean, look, you can like Putin all you want, but if you deny that the guy's committing war crimes, you're just eroding your own integrity. And you might like Biden or you might like Trump, but if they do something dumb, don't try to tell us that it isn't. Jeez. Oh, gosh. This is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and that's my opinion.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
How do you think like an entrepreneur?
I have had it in mind starting my own business. This is all really good to know right now. I am currently making a vision board. I am talking about my well-being, my personal finances, and habits that I would like to work on and to improve myself to be a better entrepreneur.
It's that time of year to get the springtime toys ready. Doghouse Motorsports has everything you need to get the show on the road or the trail. If a new machine is in the plan, Doghouse now has a complete inventory from which to choose. So get ready to ride. When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Jefferson Robbins with NCW Life. It's a crowded field for Chelan County Commissioner District 3. One of our candidates who's here today, you might know him from previous offices. Brad Hawkins is here. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, Jefferson. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad you could come in.
Yeah.
You have been a political figure in the Wenatchee Valley for quite some time. This is your first run for Chelan County Commissioner, to my knowledge. In case people have never seen your name on a ballot before, which I would doubt, tell us about yourself. How'd you get to where you are?
Well, I know a lot of people think of me like in politics. I think of it as public service, but I never let my public service positions define who I am. So I'm a proud father and a husband. I've been married to my wife, Shauna, for 22 years. We have 2 boys, Luke and Tyler. They're both teenagers. They grow up so fast. I'm a product of Wenatchee and Chelan County, and my father's Buell. A lot of people know my dad. He was a former county commissioner who held the same position, actually. So if I get elected to this position, I'll be able to sort of fulfill our family legacy in some respects. But I've spent about 18 to 20 years working for a local PUD. I've served on school boards. I've served as our state representative for 4 years, and for the last 8 years as our state senator, which has been a tremendous honor. So.
Well, why the choice then, Brad? You and I have talked about this a little bit before, but the choice to run at the county level versus running again to represent the 12th. Why make that choice?
Well, it was definitely something that my family, we carefully considered, but we were really thrown off with the recent redistricting. A federal judge, the state of Washington was sued in federal court by an activist group out of Los Angeles, and the long-established legislative boundaries were radically adjusted and split the Wenatchee Valley. And I relocated to Wenatchee and decided to run for my reelection to the Senate. But you know, after looking at the boundary maps and all the miles and all the trips over Stevens Pass and Blewett Pass and Snoqualmie Pass, largely to serve other communities, you know, they're great people, but I realized that I should probably try to refocus on local service. And all of that time, you know, over the mountains and then off to Olympia for 4 months, you know, serving in the legislature has been a tremendous honor, but public service isn't without sacrifice. And so those are all these days and hours and months away from my family. And so with Tiffany Gehring retiring from Chelan County as a Chelan County Commissioner, and with that seat open, there was an opportunity for me to stay here year-round, and we just felt like that would be best for my family, and then also for me personally, I could take all of my experiences and put them to best use to maximize opportunities for Chelan County, the county where I was raised. And so that, along with, you know, my dad did have to step away from county commissioner early. My mom suffered from early Parkinson's and dementia. So we always felt in our family that my dad's service was cut short. And so all of those things together kind of give me an opportunity to do this and serve the people and honor my father and do all those things.
Well, you've interfaced often with the county while you've been serving in the legislature. So are there particular issues that you're aware of in Chelan County that are kind of, you know, crying out to be addressed that you think you would be suited to address as commissioner?
Well, I think I'd be really suited to help, but I do feel like the county commission is doing a good job. So I'm proud to, you know, if I have the opportunity to join, you know, to do the best I can. But I think the most important things for Chelan County is to continue to find ways to grow our county economy. And if we can do that, we can try to maintain a balanced budget. And people want to talk about all sorts of different policy issues and these things, but at the local government level, maintaining a balanced budget, aligning those expenditures with revenues is very important. And if we can do that, if we can continue to grow our county economy and maintain a balanced budget, we can find ways to mitigate the growing property taxes that people are experiencing. So some of the things that's happening, for example, in Malaga with Microsoft, can help the people, the residential property owners in Lake Chelan, you know, if we're smart. So if we continue to encourage our developing tech sector, support our agricultural base, enhance outdoor recreation, all of those things help us as a county deliver services. But we definitely have issues like, you know, housing, which I've worked on at the legislative level. So for me, I have a lot of experiences and relationships at the local, state, and federal level. And I think I can bring all of those experiences and relationships to the county for our benefit. I also think I can, whatever the issue is, it may be one issue today, but it'll be a different issue maybe next year. I can utilize my understanding of the grant process and how to secure funding to try to maximize opportunities for Chelan County. So I think I bring those experiences and skill sets. And then along with the state and federal relationships that I have as the state senator and the state representative, I've had the privilege of working with so many county business groups and community leaders and nonprofits. So I feel like I have those relationships already. And so whereas some people who come into office would take several years perhaps to kind of build those relationships with stakeholders, I already have them because I've worked so hard, and I have served in an elected capacity before, so I've taken criticism. So I kind of see myself as a seasoned and tested, experienced leader, and I have a history of working collaboratively and getting results. So I take that same approach to Chelan County.
Well, the question of economic development is an interesting one for Chelan County because we are a largely rural, lots of federally owned and managed land, state owned and managed land. We have cheap power, which attracts businesses, but then they also run up against development hurdles in terms of growth management. People want to live here, but they are having a hard time affording that. So development versus conservation, development versus the rural life. How do you balance that question out when you're thinking about Chelan County's approach to economic development?
Well, one of the things I think, to answer that question that Chelan County could do is partner as closely as possible with the city governments and with communities. So, and when I say communities, I mean Malaga and Manson, for example, those unincorporated communities, but also to partner with the city governments too, because we can't look at Chelan County's needs as separate from the municipalities. So if we can continue to work together, maybe there's some opportunities for more housing developments and more higher density within those municipalities or within communities. And it's not just Manson and Malaga. I think the opportunities for Chelan Falls are pretty good, just outside Chelan. So the Lake Chelan community and the Leavenworth community are really struggling with housing challenges. I've partnered with both of those communities to meet some of the needs over recent years. But we have housing challenges too in Wenatchee, but at the same time, people identify our outdoor recreation as a tremendous asset, and people want to come here to live here and to recreate for the quality of life. So I think we have maintained a balance. Part of the challenges, though, are somewhat beyond our control because a lot of people have been moving over to Chelan County from Western Washington or up from California. California has recently lost a congressional seat, so a lot of the movement is, it's really hard to keep up with it and almost impossible to stay in front of it. So no matter what we do, I think we'll always be facing those challenges, but it's sort of a good problem to have because we're an awesome community. People want to live here.
You said you think in general the incumbent commissioners have been doing a pretty good job managing Chelan County, managing questions like this. But are there priorities that you're aware of, Brad, that the county board has set that you thought maybe were a little misguided? You saw a vote and said, well, if I'd been in that position, I might have made a different choice.
Well, I don't want to be too critical, but one of the things we have to be cautious about is drawing upon our reserves to balance the budget on an annual basis. We've had a lot of benefits in the state of Washington and in Chelan County from increased sales tax revenue. Anytime Chelan PUD refurbishes a hydro project, or you have the activity in Malaga from Microsoft with the data centers, that's going to be an influx of revenue, and we should maintain a healthy reserves. But having expenditures that may exceed the revenues and then drawing upon those reserves could be problematic over the long term. So we definitely don't want to do that, and that'll be something that I'll be very careful about because I have extensive experience on school boards and at the state level, making sure that the budgets are balanced. But largely, I do believe the county commissioners have done a good job. I have a good relationship with them. I think some of the things that they've focused on are really on point too, like a forest products campus is something that they've mentioned and discussed, but I don't believe it's been too much of a focus county-wide yet in terms of the general public, but I think that's a great opportunity. They've really worked hard on the short-term rental issue. But I don't necessarily think that's over. So I've been on the campaign trail. I've spoken to a lot of folks, the chamber in Lake Chelan and the mayor of Lake Chelan and others that see that as a continual challenge. And so not really a criticism, but just my experience in the legislature is the state of Washington will work hard and deliberate and debate and eventually make changes and pass a law, and that law's in place. But that's not the end of it. Sometimes those laws need to be updated and refreshed or improved, modified in some way. So I think some of those issues will continue, in the years ahead.
You're one of 4 candidates running. 3 of the candidates, including yourself, are Wenatchee residents or residents of the greater Wenatchee Valley. But you're running to represent communities all the way north up the Columbia, Eniat, Chelan, Manson, Stehekin. Is there a challenge in being, a Wenatchee person and saying, I understand you, Manson, I know what you're going through, Stehekin, representing those interests of the rural communities?
Yeah, I think it is, and I think rightly so that the folks up there kind of have a perception that if someone's from Wenatchee, are they truly going to represent us here in Eniat, Chelan, Manson, and others communities? For me, fortunately, I have a proven record of my listening sessions and being responsive to people as a legislator for the past several years. So I think I've built that trust and credibility up. Also, my father was experienced the same issues when he was a Chelan County Commissioner and eventually won over a lot of folks in Chelan and Manson. But one of the things that is interesting, because this is a district-based election, is it's not a countywide vote in the primary, and a lot of people are so excited. A lot of people called me and say, "Oh, Brad, we can't wait to vote for you." It's like, "Oh, great. Where do you live?" "Well, we live in Kashmir." "Well, you can't yet, but I hope I get to the general ballot." So for the sake of the NCW Life listeners, there is a primary election coming up here early August, and it's just the District 3 within Chelan County. So it's North Wenatchee, as you mentioned, Eniat, Chelan, Manson, Stehekin, and those communities, and then the county-wide vote in November. And I actually believe, if I make it to November, that I'll fare much better in the county-wide vote. There'll be a very large turnout for that. The primaries are traditionally a small turnout, and not only a small turnout, the total number of voters will be very small because it is a portion of Chelan County.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the primary versus general system. Do you feel like that district-wide primary, county-wide general does a fair job of representing the voters' interests throughout the county? Or should it be simplified to where the district votes both times? They advance a person to the primary. What's your take on how that system works?
It's really an interesting process, and I believe it's worked well because people have been largely satisfied with their county commissioners. And it seems like, well, Commissioner Overbay served Chelan County, but he identifies with Malaga in his district, and so he can bring a unique perspective about that. Commissioner Smith with the Upper Valley, that area, Kashmir, Leavenworth. And I know, just like what we're talking about, the folks in Chelan and Manson want to feel represented. I think where it might get complicated is once you get in office, if people are contacting you as a county commissioner from someone else's district, and do you defer to that commissioner from that district? If someone from Kashmir contacts me, I would probably consult with Commissioner Smith, for example, on something like that. Or if people from Malaga are reaching out to me, I will ask, well, have you talked to Commissioner Overbay, because he's actually your commissioner from your district. But in the end, we need to do what's best for all the people in Chelan County. And so I'm familiar with sort of taking that perspective because I've represented Chelan County for several years in Olympia.
So Brad, as we've mentioned, you've been an elected representative to the state for many years. Prior to that, elected school board member in East Wenatchee. So in all that time in working as a representative of voters, have you developed a philosophy that you think you would carry forward into the management of the county? I mean, if you had a guiding principle, what do you think it would be?
Yeah, well, my guiding principles have always been be a good listener, treat people with kindness, respect differences, try to find commonalities. I've had a lot of success with that. I try not to embarrass people or make people feel stupid. I mean, these are things that take in the legislature, and I've learned throughout the time that a couple things. One, I'm not going to go around telling people what I think they want to hear. I'm going to tell people what I believe to be factual, whether they want to hear it or not. And in the process, I hope to build trust and credibility with the people I serve, and I believe I've done that. Also, I've also learned that just because I think differently from someone else, it doesn't mean that I'm right and they're wrong. It just means that we think differently and have a different perspective, and we need to find a way to find a common solution. And a lot of the best solutions that I've worked on in legislation in Olympia haven't been all my idea. You know, I have an idea and another group has an idea, and then I talk with people based on what I hear, and we all collaborate, and then we come up with something that's an outcome that's better than what any of us could have thought of from the beginning. So that is kind of my philosophy. And you know, I am a very hard worker and a critical thinker, but you know, I am tenacious too, but I'm mild-mannered in the way I go about it.
Well, Brad Hawkins, one of 4 Republican candidates for Chelan County Commissioner District 3 in the August primary. Thanks again for being here.
Thanks for having me, Jefferson. Always good to talk to you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're watching the NCW Life channel.
In Digital Media Arts program, we learn about video production gear and editing by the combination of class projects and nonprofit work and employment.
It makes things happen.
Yeah.
It's pretty magical.
We work in the industry at the Wenatchee Road, NCW Life Channel, and the Town Toyota Center events. Every day we work with industry standard equipment for a hands-on learning experience.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air. Downtown Wenatchee, something for everyone. Find custom floral designs for any occasion at Mountain Chick Floral. Even more wonderful plants and gifts abound in every corner in their new location at 7A South Wenatchee Avenue.
The Original Children's Shop offers sweet summertime outfits for your newborn to 8-year-old. Stop in for all the essentials you need to have a fun summer. Swimsuits, sandals, towels, sand toys, and more. Shop online or in our store.
Downtown Wenatchee, it's all here.
Good Wednesday morning. It is 58 minutes after the hour. We are about halfway through your work week, and we are just about done with July. It is the 31st day of the month. Just a reminder, we are going to be under an excessive heat watch starting tomorrow, or I'm sorry, Friday afternoon through Saturday morning. Something to keep in mind. Like I mentioned earlier, a heat watch is a little less urgent than a heat warning. It's more of just a cautionary reminder to stay hydrated and be prepared for those excessive heat, and stay inside if you can. And if you do need to head outside, keep it to the morning time. A heat warning is more of a take action protocol, and that's usually issued about 12 hours ahead of time. So we'll keep an eye on that. Today we are looking at a high of 93 with sunshine and clear skies. Calm wind is expected to pick up to about 6 miles per hour later this afternoon. Looks like tonight we'll have a low of 68 with mostly clear skies. And looking ahead to tomorrow, we're expecting a high of 101 with a low of 74. I am Kaylee Worthen on the Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. Just a reminder, Dan Kuntz will be back next Monday. Until then, I will be here until Friday, and I'll keep you updated on this upcoming heat wave. Thank you for joining me this morning, and have a great Wednesday.